All right, what's up, guys? We're gonna knock out some push-ups this morning. Shout out to the 150 subscribers. We got bricks. I'm gonna mix it up. I'm gonna do some full release, some standard ones, and some plyo ones on the center blocks. So let's get this first set. Gonna go for 15 sets of 10. All right, that's one set down. I'm gonna do some full release ones on the next one. So my hands will come off the ground and my feet will come off the ground at the bottom. But yeah, happy Thursday. Hope everyone's having a magical day. The birds are singing. All right, let's hit this second set. This would be 20 push-ups. Full release on this set. All right. What's up, Nathan? Bro, thanks for the like. Thanks for stopping in. Whew, that was our second set right there. We have 15 sets of 10. Shout out to you, brother. Good morning. Yeah, guys, so that second set was full release. My hands come all the way off the bricks. It ensures that you get that full range of motion, and it adds some power on the push motion. So definitely feeling that. Thank you, Nathan. Thank you, Nathan. Like and subscribe, guys. We're about to hit the third set. Third set right now. I'm gonna do plyo push-ups for these. You guys see that? All right. Thank you, brother. That was set 3. Those feel good. Shout out, Nathan. You're a real one. All right. 3 sets down, feeling good. 30 push-ups in. Had a big a day of working out yesterday. I think I walked probably like 4.5 miles or so. I had a track workout, mostly sprinting, though I did run some hills as well. And in the morning, I did my jumping workout for triple jump and high jump. So all the bounding and the single leg and the hurdles and all that stuff. So it was awesome. Yo, shout out 966. That's the only characters I recognize. Maybe that's Korean, but what's up? All right, let's hit set 4, guys. Thanks everybody being here. I'm gonna go back to the other bricks. All right, that's 40 push-ups right there. Yeah, welcome. We just finished set 4. We have 15 sets of 10. That's 150 push-ups. Gonna vary the push-ups a bit, though I'm honestly feeling it already from those plyo push-ups off the cinder blocks, but 110 to go. What's up? What's up, man? Thanks for popping in, brother. Give me a like. You guys, El Chapo is he's an OG for real. We go way back. That's my brother right there. Very cool. Very cool. Nisi. Oh, what's up? What's up? You guys are just in time for set 5, which I'm gonna do now. Set 5. Welcome. $50 down, 50 down. Thanks for the views, guys. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. We are 5 sets in. That's 33.3% of the way finished. So yeah, I'm gonna go to the gym probably in like 90 minutes or so. Just doing this to get a pump and hang out with you guys and celebrate. What's everybody else working on? Or if you have already got the work in, what was it? My arms are feeling pumped still from those plyo push-ups off the cinder blocks. I think on this next set, I'm gonna do cinder blocks, but not plyo, but so I can get an even deeper stretch. I do still get a stretch with the smaller bricks, but yeah, let's do set 6 now. So you see that stretch? Oh, that is real full range of motion right there. 8. Nice. Very nice. 60 down, just like that. Okay, that sounds delicious, bro. Blueberry oats, very good. Protein powder. I'm not taking like a traditional whey or a casein or anything. I take this, I think it's by NutriCost or something like that. It's a collagen protein. It only has like 10 or 11 grams of protein in one scoop, but it has all of the different types and classifications of collagen. That's the main appeal for me. That would be the closest thing I take to a protein powder these days. I do take creatine, and like some appetite suppressants. Sometimes I take like yohimbine, alpha yohimbine, Rolosine, you might say. So, but yeah, mostly just try to get my protein from food, and it is difficult. What am I on? Set 7. Let's, I'll do it in 15 seconds. I'll do it in 15 seconds. Yeah. Yeah, dude, I'm trying, man. I gotta be skinny for model season, bro. I kind of have a new opportunity this year with a really big agency. I don't know if we talked about it, maybe we did. And so I just got to be skinny. They don't really care that much about fitness. They do care a little bit about some of my martial arts background just for stunts, but in terms of like my body image, skinny. So that's what I'm trying to do. Anyway, let me hit set 7. We'll chat. Set 7. Oh, man. Feeling good. But yeah, what time is it in Japan, brother? I guess it's got to be probably nighttime, early evening, something like this. I think, what is it, plus 11, plus 12? I don't remember. All right, we're 7 sets in, fellas. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, shit. All right, so it's plus 12. I mean, plus 14, sorry. Yeah, that's a good question. It kind of varies. So usually so obviously this fluctuates, right? The principle that I try to adhere by, and I've been doing pretty well the last few weeks, is eat once a day. But typically I'll have that meal towards the latter part of the day. So maybe just a couple of hours before I'm gonna go to bed, 2-3 hours maybe. But then, you know, I go the night without eating, and then I go the entire morning, the entire afternoon, and most of the evening without eating, typically. And again, that's ebbs and flows. What's up, Nathaniel? Mr. Burns, brother. Doing great, man. Just knocking out some push-ups, celebrating new subscribers. I got 150 on deck before I go to the gym in about an hour-ish, a little more than an hour after this. But yeah, we're 7 sets in, 70 push-ups down. Anyway, Chapo, back to your question. Like a few days ago, I finished an 84-hour fast, so 3.5 days. And that kind of reset my schedule for a couple of days, because I broke that fast in the morning because I was, 84 hours. But then I fasted like another 36 hours and put it back later in the day, a couple of days later. So that's kind of what I try to do. Yes, sir. Thanks for the likes, guys. I'm gonna hit set 8 right now. Oh yeah, and I also take a thermogenic, Chapo. You know, it's fat burning, a little bit of caffeine, maybe even a little bit more yohimbine, to be honest. Oh, that's funny. Not quite that skinny. I don't think that would be a good look for me. But dude, have you read about the methods and the timeline even of him getting down to that size? Respect, bro, respect. But no, not that skinny. I'm thinking more like Tom Holland, you know? He has some fitness about him, but he's still extremely skinny. It's probably in that realm. For sure. What's up, Katsuma? Let's hit set 8, guys. All right, set 8. 80 push-ups in, baby. Anyway, after this, I'm gonna go to the gym. I've been going really hard on legs the last couple days. Like I said, yesterday was a track day and a plyo day. If you guys haven't seen my videos, check them out. I had some of the jumping stuff I was doing before the track and before the walking. But anyway, the day before that, I was hitting like some front squats and some elevated reverse lunges. I've been doing a lot of jumping, so I'm gonna take it a little easier on my legs today when I go to the gym. I'm probably gonna do like one power move for my shoulders and upper body. Probably gonna be a push press. I'm gonna try to go pretty heavy on that, but low volume. And then I'll probably do maybe like 2 calisthenics exercises on the rings to hit anterior delts and chest. And then, I don't know, I'll probably just do rotational stuff after that. Or no, actually maybe a little lower back. Maybe some good mornings, some reverse hypers maybe. Yeah, they do say that, Chapo. Funny, it's actually kind of funny you mentioned that. This isn't necessarily about white people not being able to jump, but I got some of my metrics on my jumping and my technique and, you know, kind of like what my numbers are. And so I'm actually what's considered a muscle dominant jumper. So I take like, I can get decent height off a jump, but I can't get off the ground necessarily as fast as someone who's more of an elastic jumper. So I've been trying to work a lot on just being elastic, being bouncy, you know, moving quickly in different directions, keeping my ground contact times extremely low for me. So yeah, I can jump, but I'm not necessarily a snappy or a fast jumper. I've got to really gather myself into the jumps. But that's what we're working on. Quick feet, explosiveness. You would know, Chapo, and probably Mr. Burns too, probably Nathan too, Marv Marinovich, the Marinovich systems. He trained BJ Penn and a lot of football players. I've been trying to implement a lot of his methodologies, which come from Soviet GCC and strength and conditioning backgrounds, but Mr. Burns, how did I determine that you might know about that? I was only speculating. I'm not trying to assume. I just thought like, oh, maybe you've heard of it. No disrespect. If you mean my metrics, my jumping metrics, so OVR has some really great products. and it's all laser based. So they have a lot of ways to measure your vertical, measure your your reaction time off the ground. You can even set it up to like get your speeds, like if you're trying to do like sprint speed timing, get like your 10, your 20, your 50, your 100 meter times. Oh yeah, muscle driven jumper, yeah. So based on a lot of the metrics, I have really slow ground contact times. And that generally points to someone who doesn't store as much elastic energy in their tendons to get off the ground fast. I have to more get into like deeper squat postures to summon my energy into my muscles. So you can also see that with jumping form. A lot of really snappy, elastic focus jumpers, they'll be able to take, 2 or 3 steps, throw their hips forward, and their form doesn't really change that much. They kind of look stiff kind of the whole time, but they can really get up. Muscle driven jumpers like myself tend to have a posture where on the 2 or 3 steps approaching that we just mentioned, it's a little slower, and then someone like me would have to get down deeper into a squat and then almost always jump off 2 feet in order to get a similar height. So it just takes way more time. And to be honest, it does kind of point, it makes sense because of my history and training. I first got interested in fitness, Chapo can tell you about this, from bodybuilding. So I wasn't interested in being necessarily fast or quick off my feet, or explosive or agile. So a lot of the stuff I did was just to get a pump. It was really slow. It was very linear, and so, you spend a good amount of your athletic prime, in my younger years, training that way. That's the base you're gonna have. And, as such, my feet maybe are a little slower. But also I hold a little bit more muscle. I mean, there's trade-offs, pros and cons, but now I'm focused more on athleticism and sport performance. That's been my focus the last 4 years or so. Functional training, exactly. Anyway, let me hit set 9. This is a great conversation. I'm gonna hit set 9, be back with you. Someone talking about Japan. Chop, I thought that was Chapo. Okay, bet. That's 90 push-ups right there. But yeah, functional training, I agree it's the best. And even back in the day when I was really focused on bodybuilding, I still had an interest in functional fitness. Maybe you've seen my new upload. I tagged MoveNat in it. I've been following MoveNat since 2008. I even read Erwin LaCour's book back in 2008. So I've always tried to implement function, but now it's like a real interest and basically my only focus. I don't even care about bodybuilding anymore. I haven't for a while. But yeah, that was how I got started though. Crazy to think like all the times I used to be in the gym would like go crazy if I couldn't get to the gym. And now it's like, I don't even like working out in the gym. I have some gym memberships and I do go, there's some fun equipment to play with every now and then, but man, I really would prefer not to go to the gym. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Nathan. I love implementing calisthenics into my workouts. I love having especially on rest days, rest days from the plyos and the power and the track and field and stuff. Man, just come knock out 500 push-ups. You get a pump, but it's not gonna kill you. You can still recover. And then there's a lot of fun skills. As you know, I do a lot of pull-ups. That's probably my go-to calisthenic, but yeah, man, I agree with you. Love learning calisthenics as well. Absolutely. Hybrid's the way to go. Because the way that I think about it, and Impact and I have had a little bit of conversation about this. The way that I think about it, exercise, whatever, all of it is just human movement. Whatever it is that you're doing, you're moving your body in space. So the hybrid nature of your training is actually very applicable because our body can adapt to a lot of different things and it can move in a lot of different ways. And you've got to, but you have to prepare it to move in those different ways and to have that function, hence functional training, right? So yeah, I think it's good that you do hybrid training, man. Definitely. Yep, fat and carbs, baby. That's true. Glycogen and ketones, baby. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, bands will get you good quick. Bands and doing negatives, as I'm sure you know. Love bands. Man, I must have 50 bands now. Always doing something with bands. And you know, bands can help you get good at handstands. They can help you get good at straddles. They can help you get good at a lot of kind of advanced skills in calisthenics. So good on you. Hey guys, let's get to set 10, rep 100, and let's keep talking about this. This is very, very stimulating for my mind. All right, 100, baby. Yeah, bands are excellent. I went to the thrift store a week and a half or so ago, and I got one of those Reg Fit. I found one of those Reg Fit home gyms. It comes with the bands and like 10 carabiners, and it has the bar. Man, it retails for 150 bucks or so on eBay right now. I got it for 13 bucks. So I already had a ton of bands, but that added even more bands. Oh, and it comes with the cloth bands. I actually didn't have any of the cloth bands. So now I have 3 of those. This is great. Meditations, I guess it depends on what your personal definition of meditation is, but the shorts, Sneezy, are actually from some lifestyle modeling campaigns that I've been blessed to be a part of, and some of them included shots at the spa and some other places that look very relaxing and meditative. And in my real life, when I'm not working on modeling campaigns, I do like to do that and would consider it meditative, yes. But I'll let you expound on that if that's not exactly what you meant. I don't eat honey, but an apple or an orange, tangerine are great. Yeah, man, I love fruit. I think you and I are probably like on pretty different spectrums of like our dietary habits, which is cool, but I love fruit personally. And especially, I mean, you know, if you're talking about vitamin C, all those are good, but kiwis are like times 80 or something on the vitamin C. And this isn't me preaching, guys, we're just having a conversation. But if you are consuming vitamin C supplements, like the pills, like the emergencies, if they contain the absorbic acid, you're not really getting a lot of the vitamin C, if that's the method by which it's being transported. And usually it will say on the ingredient list, contains absorbic acid, and that's how you know, like, okay, it's not gonna be bioavailable in my gut, the vitamin C that's in here, because of that absorbic acid. So just be knowledgeable of that. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, Nisi, that was super peaceful. So, okay, so that's, I mean, you can see it in the ad, but that's at the St. Regis Chicago location. St. Regis is like the top luxury property for Marriott hotels. They have locations for St. Regis all over the world. They have like butlers. Some of the rooms cost $30,000 a night. It's beautiful. Anyway, that spa is specifically rated, specifically ranked, you might even say, in travel magazines and, you know, these like vacation and leisure kind of publications. Their spa is considered like one of the best, definitely one of the best in the US, and I think it's ranked in the world too. So that shoot that I did was actually for Forbes. Their travel guide was reviewing it. And so it's very relaxing. And they have a lot of features in there. Golden kiwis, yes. That's right. Yes, Chapo's been studying his nutrition, I can see. Anyway, guys, 11, let's do set 11. This is 110 push-ups. I'm feeling a great pump right now. Whew. That's 110 push-ups. Love grapes, bro, love grapes myself. Grapes are like, grapes and dates I like, because if you ever feel snacky in this, like for me, sometimes I just be reaching for stuff, you know? So like if I don't want to go take the time to like peel the orange, you know, chop up the watermelon, it's like boom, grab a grape, boom, grab a date. And now you're eating healthy, you know what I mean? Yes, they do definitely spike glucose for sure, but way less than chips or something with cake or something, you know. Something like a grape would be like nature's candy. Is it gonna have a higher spike than a watermelon? Yeah. Is it still gonna be such a smaller spike and spread out over a more even amount of time as your glucose gets used up than something artificial or ultra processed? Yeah. So, yeah, for sure. Dude, do you ever get like, or I don't know, I get dates and I take the pit out and I stuff them full of butter, then put them like in the microwave, let that butter melt all in there. It's so delicious, dude. It's so good. I think it actually has a name like in Arabic, but I don't remember what it is, but it is really delicious. Damn, I don't even have any dates though. Oh well. It's a great discussion, guys. I'm glad everybody's here. And it's cool to have like new friends, actor friends, fitness friends, way back day one friends with Chapo, like everybody's here. This actually never happened on my live before. So cool. All right, let's hit set 12. All right, 120 push-ups. Fair enough. Yeah, that's funny. I hate coconuts. Like, I just don't even like the taste, the smell, nothing, not even like products that aren't food. So I can't even imagine how it would taste with coconut butter. So now I'm actually intrigued to hear your feedback. Coconut butter on the dates. It could be good. I'm not saying it would be bad. I'm just saying I've never even thought of it. I've literally not ever considered it. What's up, Sham? Yo. Haven't seen you in a while, brother. Thanks for popping in, man. We just finished set 12 of 15. So I've knocked out 120 push-ups. I have 30 more to go. We're having a great discussion in here about health, fitness, nutrition. Everybody's pretty knowledgeable, I would say. And yeah, just a great crew. Mr. Burns is dope. Nisi's dope. Nathaniel's dope. Nathan's dope. All right, set 13. Be right back. Oh yeah, Nathan, I just remembered a thought that I didn't finish earlier when we were talking about working in calisthenics to the fitness program. I dedicate about like 3 days a week right now. Oh, Mr. Burns, I'll have to look it up. It was a while ago, like maybe a month ago. I got a call back on Actors Access. And you know, on Actors Access, it gives you the specs and it says who's like the director and stuff. And I always will look up the director, the production company. And I think it was the director, not the casting director. I think it was the actual director. I just remember I looked up his name on Instagram and saw that you were following him. Maybe something Yang. Dude, I'll go back and look. But Yang maybe sounds kind of right, or Wong, for sure. But Nathan, I have like 3 days a week right now where I really focus. Like I either will break this time off in a day, a section of the day, where I only work on this, or I'll mix it in with other workouts, but just make sure I focus just on the calisthenics. But basically where I train handstands, back bends, neck bridges. I've been doing a lot of working on front lever drills. I can't do a full front lever yet, but all the progressions of that to get better. Things like that, I like where I have a block of the day where I just work on that. So I do agree with you. Calisthenics are, you know, I'll put it like this. Anyone who says they're strong will be able to show you, you know, really strict form on pull-ups or push-ups or certain, you know, you could say front lever, other things. You know, just because you can move weight doesn't make you strong, I would say. I mean, you could be strong, just not necessarily. So, no, honestly, I swear his name was something like Andrew, no, not Andrew. It was like Alvin Wang or something like that. I'll look it up. I'll go back and look at my submissions. But I didn't get like a further callback, like once I submitted the audition. Who models at Anytime Fitness? Oh, is it, bro, what's his name? Benny? Is it Benny? Tell me if it's Benny. I didn't even know Benny for real, but like just kind of loosely from the gym and from the supplement store. But it may not even be him. Let me know. I'm gonna knock out, is this set 14? I think this is set 14. All right, thank you. Bro, Sham just got here and he's on it, bro. That's awesome. Oh, Chapo, you're keeping me on my toes here. If it's Benny, he blew up in a totally different way, man. Benny like full on did like the fitness modeling stuff. Okay. You'll DM me. Okay, yeah, cool. I feel you. Ben, it's actually funny that we're bringing that up too. Not Benny or that guy specifically, just that journey of film TV modeling. And Mr. Burns can attest to this. Man, when I first started pursuing this, you know, in your head, you think of success or being successful in the business as like one or two particular, or I did. I thought of it as like, okay, you're like an A-list movie star or like the top host of all the shows or something. But there's actually so many lanes, you know, so many different paths that you can make money on and make a living on, even if it's not, you know, I guess the obvious ones I thought about at the time. That's awesome, Chapo. That's good. Yeah, I have set 15 right here. Actually, let me knock it out real quick. And I'm feeling pretty good. If you guys want to keep chatting, dude, I'll keep knocking them out. I don't have to work out for I guess we're getting closer to like an hour, but. Oh man. Yeah, whew, that felt good. I just mean like, I'm just speaking from my perspective, the way that I interpreted this whole thing. And you also have to keep in mind, Mr. Burns, I didn't have like any connections. I'm not saying you did. I'm just telling you my thing. I didn't have any connections. I didn't really know how any of this worked in 2013 or whatever when I first got involved. So in my head, I thought like, oh, well, if you work in film or TV and you're successful, you're like Brad Pitt or you're like Denzel Washington, or maybe you're like whoever like a famous host or something would be. But now as I've been in the game for a while and I've taken a lot of different opportunities and seen different projects, there's like 1,000, there's like 10,000 lanes, you know what I mean? Sham, it was 150 and I literally knocked out the 15th set right now. But I'm gonna keep going if you guys are gonna hang out. Maybe we'll get to 200 or something. But Mr. Burns, it's just now that I have more experience, I see there's so many different possibilities, and I've made my own path in ways that in the beginning I didn't even think were possible. I didn't even know that you could do that, you know? So that's all I mean. And so I think anyone who has a path, who's carved a path in film, TV, modeling, stunts, theater, all of the creative kind of performative arts, I have so much respect. I have so much respect, because even just finding your lane takes creativity in this business. So anyway, let's go with set 16. This will be 160 push-ups. Maybe I'll hit like 5 plyo. I'm gonna hit zombie attack, guys. One 160. Yeah, that's my second set of those, bro. I did I think my third set, maybe right before you popped in. I did those, and now again on set 16. Oh man. Bro, Chapo, those were some, definitely from a fitness perspective, those were some of the best times, man. Whether it was boxing, whether it was just like running sprints at the tennis court, doing those weird Athlean X, at least at the time they were weird from someone like me doing bodybuilding before, those Athlean X exercises at the hyper and stuff. Dude, that stuff really taught me a lot, man. Really influenced me, I would say. Certainly from a health and fitness perspective. Yeah, you guys don't even know, man. He's been getting after it for some years. And this guy's a fighter too. Sorry to put your business out there. Always a path I thought would be interesting, but things started happening in film, TV modeling. Man, I couldn't risk getting my teeth knocked out, man. That's how it goes, I guess. All right, let's hit set 17. This will be 170 push-ups. Oh man, I'm getting hot out here. So what's your guys' split looking like? If you guys even have a split. I'm following the conjugate method. And I kind of feel like, yeah, this is my backyard. Well, it's like a section of it. It goes more this way, but you can't see the end of the porch. Well, and then it also goes more that way too. But yeah, this is like the middle. That's my my little fire pit back there. And my little grill right here. Kind of blocked, but. And then if you look in the very back, just before the fence, I have my flower beds, my gardening beds. They're not all for flowers, but. A lot of mornings I'll just sit out here with my Merlin bird app on and let it identify the different bird species that are singing in my backyard. It's pretty fun. Yeah, it's pretty spacious. One problem is you can't quite see it, but over here in the corner, there's a large tree that has some poison ivy on it. So I try to avoid that like corner just because you never know if vines or leaves or something fell off. But yeah, it's pretty spacious. It's definitely, like, I live in the city, not like in downtown, but you know, in the city limits. And within my neighborhood, it's got to be the biggest backyard in the neighborhood, I would say. Yeah, sprints. Yeah, if I go over here to my side, because I have like a, it's not really a driveway, but there's an easement that continues from my driveway on the side into my backyard. If I start over there on the easement, yeah, I do have enough room. For sure. And a good thing too, I literally live like 1 block from a park, and then like maybe a quarter of a mile, so 400 meters, from like an even bigger park that's kind of right behind that small park. So that's why I always like be outside and using like different equipment and stuff, because I live by so many parks. Okay, Chapo, you want some Spider-Man push-ups? I got you. I got you. I feel like we used to be doing Spider-Man push-ups a lot back in the day too, if I remember correctly. So this will be 180 right here. I haven't done Spider-Man push-ups with my hands elevated like this, so we'll see how this feels. $180. Yeah, those felt pretty good. It actually, on the small bricks, I'm actually able to get a little bit more of a stimulus on my pecs because my hands wrap around the bricks. So I grip it kind of like this with my pinky and my thumb, and it helps me get a little bit better squeeze on a different part of my chest. So, shout out Chapo. Glad I did those. I would have never known that. Yeah. When I'm working out with the cinder blocks, I wear gloves, some leather gloves. You've seen them. I get it. It's okay. It's still, at least you know, there's pros and cons to all of it, Nisi. You would have some pros at least, keeping all of your hands on the brick, because it will allow you a more focused contraction through your fingers and palm, and not spread out the force like when I have to wrap my hands around it. But you also have to keep your hands slightly closer together, which makes it a little harder. And honestly, it makes it a little harder specifically for women because women naturally have a stronger lower body and a little weaker upper body, whereas men, it's the inverse. So, makes sense. I can do one arm push-ups. Yeah, you know, it is all about balance, or it's a lot about balance. I remember back in the day thinking, oh, I'm just not strong enough, I'm weak. Man, my hips were all wrong, my feet were not anywhere in the almost correct position. So, you know, you live and learn. You live and learn. All right, I think I did 18 sets. This is set 19. I'm gonna do 190 push-ups right here, guys. Ladies and gentlemen. Woo. Getting a great stretch. Ah. Ah. Oof, that was hard. No? What? That's crazy. I love doing lower body workouts. I used to not, though, to be fair. I evolved. It's because I used to have a hip flexor problem on my right side from an injury, not from sports, from work back in the day. But I discovered fasting and that helped resolve it. But for a while before it got resolved, I was always really worried about doing anything that was too deep of a squat or too sharp of a hinge. So I didn't do a lot of lower body stuff for a while. But now I love it. Oh, you mean upper body? Yeah, I get you. Yeah, that's generally how it goes. An old mentor of mine used to say, cool, I'm glad you're enjoying them. I had an old mentor. Well, he wasn't old. In the back in the day, I had a mentor, and he would say, if the workout's hard or it's something you don't want to do, that's how you know you're supposed to do it. You know, so such is life, I suppose. All right. Have you tried the jumping circuit that I posted yesterday with the deep bounds, the tuck jumps, and then the pogos? It's actually pretty hard. I think I only did like 2 or 3 sets of it yesterday, but I had other things to do with my workout. All right, 54 minutes, almost at 200 push-ups. That's not bad. That's not bad considering we've been chatting and stuff. I like that. This has really been a workout for the brain and the body. The mind and the body, which I respect. Oh man. Let's see here. See if I have any breaking news. Nope. Okay. Let us do set 20. This will be rep 200. mind and body are connected. Yes, sir. That is absolutely the case. All right. That's 200 push-ups, fam. Oh man, feel pretty good. What type of foods do I eat? Well, I'm human like anybody, so, you know, I have the days where I indulge, seasons where I could probably eat better, but overall, as a whole, my philosophy is eat real foods. That's like the first tenet. Gotta eat real foods. Second, among the real foods, and you know, we can talk about this. This isn't me lecturing anybody, just answering the question. Of the real foods you eat, I think it's important to eat animal-based, so meat and fruit. I would, for me personally, and based on what I've learned, it's best to not really eat too much vegetables, keep grains near zero. Of course, again, I'm not perfect, I don't always do that. And then, third tenet, once you've established it's real food and it's meat or fruit, then it becomes a little bit like how it's raised, how it's processed. You know, where does the meat come from? How was the fruit grown? Where was it grown? That kind of a thing. And then probably at the bottom or at the top, I guess the smallest portion, but still on the list of priorities, is overall keep anything that keeps glycogen from spiking, which is why personally I don't like grain. So yeah, real food, meat, vegetables, healthily and naturally sourced as much as possible, and as low as a sugar hit or an insulin hit as possible. That's what I go with. I love steak, I love bison. Yeah, salmon's good. I'm pro fish, but the only issue I have with fish is that third tenet that I mentioned, how it's sourced, where it comes from. A lot of fish has a lot of heavy metals in it. So I just think you have to be mindful of that. But there's definitely a lot of benefits to eating fish. I definitely eat tuna. I definitely eat salmon sometimes, for sure. But yeah, I love steak. I love bison. I love lamb. Lamb is really tasty. My favorite fruits, avocado is my favorite fruit. Watermelon, peach, I love those. I eat a decent amount of squash, so that's a pretty good fruit. Apples are something I like to snack on. I don't like love apples, but they're just so easy and accessible, kind of like grapes. But I don't eat as much grapes. Berries would be, for me, a better alternative to grapes just because of the lower insulin hit. They're also more expensive too. You don't like bones? Yeah, you know, I hear people say that. I actually do, but I get it. I get that, especially the texture and stuff, but I love, to the extent possible, eating bones, eating like the cartilage and the tendons and the skin, because that's where like a lot of the collagenous material is. And I'm a big proponent of collagen, so that would be bone marrow. That's a good one. Like the actual, people make broth out of that too, out of the marrow. But yeah, I love all that stuff. Any organ, any part of the body that can be eaten, I'm probably gonna try to eat it. Well, I don't want to necessarily argue, Nisi, that eating vegetables is bad for you. I would never just say eating vegetables is bad for you, no. Especially if you're comparing eating vegetables to real, like non-real food. Like if it's like, oh, should I eat this keto bread and, you know, this cheese or something, or should I eat these vegetables? Yeah, eat these vegetables, man. You know what I'm saying? If everyone ate the way that I did, for most people, yes. For everybody, is it sustainable for every single person for an entire lifetime? I wouldn't say that, but I think it is sustainable over a lifetime for most people. Yeah. But of course, you also have the issue of affordability, you know? Meat is expensive for a reason. So I understand that that's a barrier to eating like that. I mean, if you only ate vegetables, there's definitely, so there's going to be a lot of amino acids, which are the building blocks for everything that, you know, is you, from a cellular level up to a macro level, that you're not ever going to get. It's like 6 or 8 that you can only get from animal products. So yeah, you're going to have some issues long term. The environment. Oh yeah, I think it's certainly sustainable with the environment. See, one of the big things with, like, you know, mass farming, you know, when these big crops that have to make all this grain and all these things, when they get plowed and they get harvested, they kill like all the worms, all the snails, you know, all the snakes and rodents. Like, they kill so many animals. And then it also, look, I'm not saying that the way that corporations farm meat in the way that is currently done at scale is necessarily sustainable either. I'm not arguing for big agriculture or big cattle, I guess, big meat, whatever. I think they're both bad and unsustainable. Yeah. Oh man. Shit, sorry, I had to froze from me. Yeah, for sure, because the meat has to be mass produced. Oh, sorry. The environment. What are they thinking you can only get from? Well, meat from animals are the only complete source of amino acids in nature. There's no plant that has every single piece. I don't know. Some that come to mind are taurine. What is it? Like creatine. There's like 4 or 6 more, but those 2 immediately pop in my head that you can't find in any plant, and no plant would contain all of them in anything, whereas meat does. Still studying languages? Nah, dude, not that much, brother. Like, like, my French is still very comfortable, but only because, like, I still watch movies and read a lot of news and stuff. I don't really have anyone to speak it with anymore. So it's like some of the quickness is gone. You know, I maybe got to think a little longer. But then, like, German, no. My Spanish is decent, considering I never really, like, I mean, I did formally study Spanish, but not for that long. It's mostly just from being in environments of Spanish speakers. So given that, it's decent, but I'm not studying it for real. No, man, I'm mostly just focused on this film, TV modeling hustle and fitness, bro, and making money off the film, TV modeling. Pretty one-track mind for a while. I mean, I am still reading a lot of books, I'll say that, but 98% of them are in English and a couple of French books here and there. I did actually, so I read last year Candide by Voltaire in French, and then I found it at a bookstore, so I had it on my Kindle. Found it at a bookstore the other day in English, so I bought it. I'm gonna read it again, see if I have a different experience with it in English. and in my hand. But yeah. Dude, how's your Japanese? Your Japanese must be dope by now, right? Probably completely fluent. So cool. So cool. I'm hoping, this is really a pipe dream. I have no idea how their connections are, but I'm kind of hoping with this new agency that I'm signed with, because they have, you know, their offices are in Los Angeles and in Chicago. Maybe I can get placed with an agency in Tokyo, since they have a very big modeling scene, or maybe in Seoul. I'd be open to Seoul too, but it could happen. I definitely see other models on the Instagram pages for various agencies who do that. So, and it's usually LA, New York City, and Chicago models who get that opportunity, from what I've seen. Could be wrong. I think I saw a girl the other day, she got placed in Sydney, Australia from Chicago, I think. So it's pretty neat. It's pretty dope. All right, well, this was a pretty successful live. I don't mind to keep talking, it kind of seems like the chat's dying, which is cool. We've been on here for a while. I'm probably not gonna do any more push-ups. Actually, I'll probably do one more set, make it 210. Yeah. Let's make it 210 push-ups. Ah. 210, baby. Just like that. All right. Well, let's do this again, everybody. It was great to chat. This was a little more lively than most of my lives, and it helped me get more work in, so I appreciate that. Shout out to all you guys. Nisi, Chapo, Nathan, Nathaniel. Sham was in here for a minute, the famous Sham. I might be missing someone, but who are my top fans? Sham, Nisi. Oh yeah, Katsuma, shout out Katsuma. And there was like 3 Japanese people. Oh, you know, it's probably because my VPN is set to Japan. There you go. My VPN right now is based in Tokyo. That's probably why I was getting those Japanese. And maybe one was perhaps Korean, I don't know. Anyway. I'm gonna wrap it up at 69 minutes, guys. 69. So, good talk, good workout. Stay tuned for more. I've been posting pretty often. Yeah. And yeah, thanks for all the love. Catch you on the next one. Peace out.